Watch the full album reaction on Patreon. Link in video description. I'm very, very excited to listen to this album. Let's go, right? Shall we? Let me put on the speakers and let's go with the first one. First song is gonna be 5 minutes, so yeah, not very short, and it's gonna be the Rainbow Goblin Chapter 1. Just notice now that all the songs are called the Rainbow Goblins Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I love it. These guys are so freaking funny, man. I love their style. Like, even their vocalist got a very hell yeah, brother, kind of very southern accent, American southern accent. I love it. I didn't notice that, the titles. That's amazing. I love it. Let's go. All right.
Only one place in the land had never known goblin fear. The hidden valley called the Valley of the Rainbow, where the great arches of color were born. There the animals still lived in paradise. But the rainbow goblins had heard tales of this valley, and their mouths watered whenever they thought the feast that awaited them there. And so they gathered up their lassos and their pails and set off.
Okay, clean guitar, tapos strumming, arpeggios. Feedback dissonance in the back.
Once there was a land that lived in fear of 7 goblins.
It's like a folk tale.
The goblins fed on color. They plowed the valleys and climbed the highest mountains looking for rainbows. And when they found one, they caught it in their lassos and sucked the colors out of it, filling their bellies with its bright liquid.
They give it the suck.
Only one place in the land had never known goblin fear. A hidden valley called the Valley of the Rainbow, where great arches of color were born. There, the animals lived in paradise.
Is there a pots of gold at the end of it? Very atmospheric. Is that a cello? Kinda sound like it. Bass too. Right? I like the beat, kind of tribal, like primal type of, you know, like bongos. Creepy. Palm muting. The folly of those who gorge upon moments with all their share of what we all did. Be leery the fool that wrangles the rainbows, filling the landscape with fear. Okay, repeating the same run measures. Very groovy feel. Interesting. This is very different compared to what I heard from them so far. A lot more melodic, softer, slower, but it's got that very moody, ambient vibe to it, you know. Definitely goes very well as an intro. Wait, building up. Never mind. All right. Very, very, very different and interesting type of sound, right? This was basically like their vocalist was telling us a folk tale, right? It was telling us a folk tales about the goblins, what happens with the rainbow, and they went living there, and so on and so forth. The song is basically a big build up for what is gonna be the album, I'm guessing. The Rainbow Goblin Chapter 2. This is Chapter 1, the intro, basically, the valley, you know? Interesting filter on the vocals, very, very groovy type of sound. Again, most of the songs I heard from them, I'm assuming the next one is gonna be, have a very catchy, folky, funky rhythmical on the bass, proggy, like alternative type of thing, which is the thing I like the most from them, and the fun lyrics and the very catchy like melodies and stuff. This one had definitely that like album intro feel to it, where basically they are introducing us to what the album is gonna be talking about in the next songs, right? Definitely very fun song, very interesting. It's got a little bit of a trippy, psychedelic vibe as well, right? Especially towards the second part. Again, very, 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 very different compared to what I listened to, which is the reason why I'm very surprised by this sound and very, very curious to listen to the rest of the album, because again, this stuff for me is like alien music. Again, black metal and death metal guy, so you can figure by yourself that this is definitely not what I listen to usually. So it's very interesting and different intro, at least for me, because I'm not used to the stuff. So interesting, very, very interesting. Let's see what we got next. The Rainbow Goblin Chapter 2, The 7. All right, second song.
Once there was a land that lived in fear of 7 goblins. They were called the Rainbow Goblins, and each had his own color.
Starting with the folk-tale telling.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Yellow, being the craftiest, was their chief. The goblins lived on color. They prowled the valleys and climbed the highest mountains looking for rainbows. And when they found one, they caught it in their lassos, sucked the colors out of it, and filled their bellies with its bright liquid.
Damn, filled their bellies with the bright liquid. Very trippy already. Very, very trippy. Psychedelic vibes. Alright, this is a little bit more what I'm used from them.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. These are the colors of the 7. When a rainbow catches their eye, they lure and beguile.
Very fun vibe, happy fun vibe. Ooh, very deep the groove. Pretty proggy rhythmical. Full drum roll there for a transition between the riffing. lot of stop notes that go with the drumming. Very single notes, you know.
These are the desaturating seven. They fill their mouths with green and take way more than they need. Oh, the desaturating seven. They're going to prowl and pray till the world is dark and gray because they are the desaturating seven.
Very prog. Still funky, but I feel this one is more prog here compared to what I heard before from them. Back them out in the guitar. This. Cool progression, man. Both on guitar and bass. Okay, interesting. As I was saying before, most of the songs that I heard from them have more of a like funky, rhythmical, funky kind of jazzy, funky, rhythmical. They still have a little bit of a prog undertone in most of the songs. To this time, I think I heard only like 5 or 6 songs from them. Some of the older ones, I don't think from this album, older stuff. But those definitely have more of a funky, jazzy, like alternative rock feel to it. Still a little proggy, but this is way proggier compared to other stuff I heard from them so far. Like that progression on the guitar, even like the variations on the beat, the change of rhythmical and tempo, and the transitions on the drum and stuff like that were very, very much proggy, like very, very proggy. You know, almost like prog metal type of rhythmical, you know, like classic prog metal from the 90s, early 2000s type of feel to it, you know, like Petrucci type of riffing, just so we understand each other, right? Of course, this is softer, more groovier, more rockier, less metal than that, but it's got a Dream Theater feel to it, for sure, rhythmically speaking, of course. I really like the guitar rhythmical, and still have a little bit of funky, creepy, psychedelic vibe, but yeah, this one is definitely very, very proggy, very catchy melody, and it's got that, like, again, very pronunciated, very, very forward in the mix bass line, which is a thing that I basically seen common in like basically every song I listen from them. I believe I was told that is the bassist, the main composer of this band, and it definitely shows. Of course, I don't know if in every album the bassist is the main composer, but I was told in general the bassist is the one that gives the biggest contribution to their songwriting. And yeah, like the bass is very, very like important and centric in their music. Usually what happened, right? Usually what happened, of course, not always, because some people is a multi-instrumentalist, so they like a lot of instruments together, then don't really focus on one. But if, for example, a drummer and a guy that plays mainly drum but knows how to compose music, knows guitar and other instruments, but is mainly a drummer, the song, there is big chances that the song is going to be like very drum focused, right? A lot of cool drum fills, fast drumming, technical stuff on drum. Meanwhile, the bass and the guitar are probably just going to be like there to make the song, but the cooler part of the song is going to be the drumming. You know what I mean? If a guitarist composes a song and he's a very good guitarist, like very technical guitarist, expect like cool long solos, cool guitar riffing, cool guitar melodies, you know? And the other instruments, yes, are gonna be there, but are not gonna be like the most important part of the song. And this, again, the bass is basically doing everything, right? There is drum, there is guitar, there is voice, but the bass is like the backbone of the song. You can tell, it's very prominent. That's what I'm trying to say. If that makes any sense. So I can tell that the bassist composed the song, most likely. Next one. Watch the full album reaction on Patreon. Link in video description.